Ruby or an agent for help. Check your account balance. Activate a Prime bundle or gift it to a friend. Send credit. Check the Georgetown and Burpee's bridge schedules. Activate a roaming plan. Play Shake to Win for cool prizes. So don't worry about a data plan, buddy. Download the My Digicel app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store today. Digicel, better together.
Kaieteur Radio, keeping you informed.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Burpee's 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Good morning. Welcome to this morning's newscast on Kaieteur Radio. I'm Kevin Smith. Vice President Irfan Ali and Natural Resources Minister Vikram Bharat made commitments to release the reports of Canadian lawyer Alison Redford on ExxonMobil's project, then they should do so. This statement was made by Vice President Bharat Jagdeo during an engagement with members of the media last Friday. We asked the former president to explain why the reports by the Canadian lawyer have not been made public despite the government's promise to do so. We had previously reported that Redford authored 2 reports. The first review report was done in August of 2020 on the field development plan for the Payara project. During the David Granger administration, the contract to review the Payara FDP was awarded to Bayface Consultancy, headquartered in the UK. But electoral disruptions and the COVID-19 pandemic stymied the completion of the process. Redford was subsequently hired by the PPP administration to review what was done by Bayface and complete the review of the Payara FDP. In other news, Ian McDessie, a 27-year-old squash player of Guyana, was killed on Sunday and his friend is in a critical condition after a drunk driver reportedly jumped a traffic light and crashed into their car at the intersection of Lesingin Road and Sandybob Street, Kitty, Georgetown. McDessie's friend has been identified as 31-year-old Sheikh Baksh of Dowding Street, Kitty. Baksh is currently hospitalized at Georgetown Public Hospital with a broken arm, lacerations to his head and a punctured lung. According to information, McDessie and Baksh met with the accident around 2 hours 15. And moving on, Environmental Resources Management, or ERM, a London-based consultancy firm that has been conducting all of the environmental impact assessment required by ExxonMobil for their Guyana-based operations to date, have hired experts to conduct those studies who have worked with the oil company for years. This much can be found in the most recent environmental impact assessment completed by ERM for Exxon's gas-to-energy project to be constructed at Wales. One of the experts at ERM, the Guyana program lead partner in charge, Mr. Todd Hall, has over 25 years of broad experience in environmental consulting, focusing on environmental, social and health impact assessment, management plan development, multimedia permitting, site planning and licensing remediation and risk assessment. In other news, media workers slam lack of transparency in oil and gas sector. Local media houses continue to express disappointment over government's poor posture when it comes to transparency and accountability within the oil and gas sector. They again registered concerns about the lack of information as well as public education on the oil and gas sector. When president of the Guyana Press Association, Nazima Ragubir, appeared last week, she told listeners that she thought after the 2020 elections, information on oil and gas would be more forthcoming. She said it is her view that everything involving taxpayers' money should be an open book. She said that since 2015, information was kept quiet under the last government when oil was struck and a contract signed with ExxonMobil for the resources development. She said while several excuses were offered as to why documents were not made public then, she thought things would have been a bit different post-2020. And moving on, workers across Guyana came out in their numbers in observance of their first Labor Day celebration since the COVID-19 pandemic. Union representatives and their members were able to engage in the usual Labor Day parade through city streets following the event's 2-year hiatus. The Federation of Independent Trade Unions of Guyana, or FITUG, held its May Day rally at the NIS ground Carfesta Avenue, addressing a number of issues affecting their members. Among those issues is the high cost of living. FITUG's treasurer and president of the Guyana Agricultural Union, C. Paul Narayan, told union members that the cost of living continues to be a matter of concern. He said that given the living cost issues, it was thought that workers would have received the wage increase by now. And to wrap things up this morning, let's tell you that in wake of the decision by the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights that the government of Guyana is guilty of violating the rights of residents Isineru, the community's leader is hoping that villagers will get full compensation for damages. The villagers also want a cessation of all mining activities. The call for swift action came during a press conference hosted last Friday by Tushao of Isineru Village, Dennis Larson, and other village officials. 9 years ago, a petition was filed by the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights that the government of Guyana has failed to recognize and protect the human rights of its people when granting mining permits on ancestral lands. And that brings us to the end of this morning's newscast. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Sandra, it's long I waiting to tell you about the sleepy pads.
Keisha, I hear about it. I never tried it though, because I have sensitive skin and I don't use things I don't know about.
Girl, don't worry. I changed to Sleepy Sanitary Pads because they are an all-natural, organic pad made from 100% cotton and bamboo fibers. It comes in 3 different sizes, 1 for every flow. And the panty liners just feel like cloud. You won't even know you got on something.
Oh yeah? I didn't know all that. I will definitely change to Sleepy Pads and Liners.
Sleepy Pads and Liners are available in all supermarkets nationwide.
Being Guyanese, I use Ultra Marvix Bleach. Marvix Bleach is freshly manufactured daily by Guyanese for Guyanese. A sole user in hotels, hospitals, private and public corporations, and all households throughout Guyana for over 55 years.
So buy the strongest and safest bleach that cleans, deodorizes, and disinfects and kill up to 99.9% germs, including the coronavirus.
Manufactured by Globe Manufacturing.
Morvix Bleach, a Guyanese product that always reaches you fresh.
The Guyana Elections Commission is currently